Good morning. My name's Hunter Swinson, joined on stage by my partner, Augustine Gonzalez, and we're the founders of Paranoid Fan, a social mapping app built to help fans navigate their game day experience. Using our mobile app, we help fans help each other. Our team attended the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. It was awesome, but we wasted hours looking for food and drinks. And when we needed to use the restroom, we couldn't even find one. And don't even get me started on trying to keep up with each other. It was absolute chaos. We used an assortment of mobile apps to help navigate the area, but none addressed the problems that we face as fans. And then it hit us. This wasn't just our problem. This is what any fan experiences at any game, anywhere in the world. And so, we built Paranoid Fan, a social mapping app that leverages crowdsourced information to help fans find what matters most: tailgates, parking, food, beer, or even your friends in a crowd of people. We are the Waze of sports. And to show you that, let's meet Whitney. This is Whitney, a millennial and a huge Chicago Bears fan traveling to Lambeau Field, where tailgating is as much a part of the experience as the game itself. Let's fire up the app. With a ticket and parking pass in hand, Whitney fires up the Paranoid Fan app to get turn-by-turn directions from her house to her parking spot. In this case, she has a parking pass to the general lot. She'll click Get Directions, and she's on her way. When she arrives, her friends invite her to tailgate. But with thousands of people nearby, finding her friend's tailgate can be like finding a needle in a haystack. But her friends have pinned their tailgate on the Paranoid Fan map, giving Whitney the fastest route to their location. After tailgating, it's game time. But before heading inside, Whitney heads inside the pro shop to buy some game day gear, separating from a group of friends in the process. But there's no reason to worry. Whitney can use the Meet Me feature to see exactly where her friends are. After a quick and painless meetup, Whitney and her friends take their seat, where they're entered into a live geofence chat stream that allows fans within 2 miles of the 50-yard line to share photos, video, information, or a collective high five with 50,000 of their closest friends. And I'm happy to say this will all appear in reverse chronological order. Over the course of the afternoon, we estimate that we've saved Whitney more than an hour of her time. Whitney spends more time enjoying her experience and less time looking for one. We're giving fans back what's most valuable to them: their time. Let's head back to the slides. Let's talk about traction. We're working with IBM Software to enable Whitney and thousands of fans to deploy this technology at every stadium in the world. We're also excited to announce an official API integration with Ticketmaster. Starting next week, fans can purchase tickets to their favorite sporting events. On game day, our users spend an average of 6.5 minutes per session in the app. That's nearly 3 times the engagement of Facebook and Twitter. Our market opportunity is tremendous. We're the first company to drastically reduce the many pain points of the fan experience. For the 25 million NFL fans who attend games every year, and moreover, the 1 billion fans who attend sporting events each year annually. Let's head back to the demo. Pinning on the Paranoid Fan map is incredibly easy for our users. Augustine, will you show them how easy it is? And with that, we've just put First and Future on the map. To mark the celebration of Super Bowl 50, we've mapped Levi Stadium to include Uber pickup zones, sponsored tents, fan experience zones, and more. Let's head back to the deck. Fans, we don't have to wait any longer because the stadium of tomorrow is here today. Paranoid Fan is now available on the App Store. Download it now. And if you're going to the Super Bowl tomorrow, download Paranoid Fan, and you'll never experience game day the same way again. Thank you so much.
All right. Judges, Jed, is this something you think would benefit Levi Stadium?
No, I think this is great. This is one of the things that we see. I mean, the biggest pain point about going to a live event, everybody loves being there with 70,000 people, but the biggest pain point is your time getting in and out. And I think this is a great thing. As a business, though, you know, I mean, we have 10 home games and maybe another 10 or 15 events. Where else do you see Paranoid Fan working outside of sports so you can continue
Sure.
to build and scale this business?
NFL stadiums are not just NFL stadiums. They're entertainment palaces that cater to a number of different events. So while you may have 10 home games, you're hosting exhibition soccer matches, concerts, or maybe even high school graduations. And so we see a fit for Paranoid Fan not only on game day, but incrementally at those events that occur throughout the year.
So you're trying to go through the stadium or through the fan base?
This is a consumer-based play. It's the chicken or the egg conundrum. What comes first? For us, it's the consumer and building technology that makes the fan experience frictionless.
And how do you plan to get their attention?
This is a great way to start.
So things like, I wasn't clear, so if I wanted to make, you mentioned parking as an example. Have you thought about taking this so you can make a reservation to get a spot for parking and then route you there, or it's literally another fan saying there's an empty spot over here?
So what we've done is we've used Google Maps API to plant those points of interest on our map, and from there, the experience in finding that parking spot, that tailgate, the beer stand, or even your friends is completely seamless.
Okay.
Do you have other monetization stuff in place other than the Ticketmaster thing right now?
Absolutely. So I worked at ESPN as an account executive for 4 years, and I do a ton of event marketing. And even if the sponsorship delivered a return on investment, my clients were still upset, and I wonder why. The reason is because they were bleeding money. They were reaching people maybe an hour away when they needed to reach people that are immediately within the vicinity of that sponsorship activation. So what we promise brands is 100% efficiency in reaching the customers that matter most to them. They're the ones that are at the game.
So are you selling advertisement on Paranoid Fan? Is that a big piece of your revenue model?
That's not going to be something that we do for a year now. We beta launched back in October, and just like with Facebook's growth, we're focused most on the consumer. The ads will work itself out. We're going to build a revenue stream, but first it's about drawing consumers into the app and building a healthy community around that.
And what are you seeing in engagement right now? Where have you seen the most engagement, teams, venues, et cetera, and
Sure.
what type of engagement level are you seeing?
We created a cohort of beta users at Cowboy Stadium this year. I hope Jerry Jones is in the room. And we did 2 professional games and we did 2 college games. And so what we do is we just walk around, because the best way to find out what our fans need is to watch them sort of in the wild, if you will. So we'd see the one guy and he'd be walking around, he'd be like, "Dude, I'm in lot C at the silver truck with the Cowboys flag." I'd look around and see 50 of them, right? And so we'd have our brand ambassadors approach that guy. We'd demo the app for him. He'd invite his friends to then download the app because it was so great to use on game day. And from that, we received about an average of 5,000 downloads per game to reach 20,000 beta users as it currently stands today.
Why couldn't Google do this themselves?
Well, we love Google. We're working with Google Maps API to build this platform. So we're absolutely thrilled to work with Google on this.
But couldn't they create their own Paranoid Fan app?
Sure, but do you remember when Facebook launched the Snapchat clone? I'm sure you don't, because nobody remembers it. We're the first company to bring this product to the consumers, and so we feel like we've got a head start on the competition, and we're prepared to work with or compete against anybody who sees the opportunity in this space.
You guys have any kind of like gamification to encourage people to add stuff into the app?
Man, I'm so glad you asked that. I played Halo professionally. A shout out to my Major League Gaming buddies. And so I looked back and wondered, why did I get on to play the game every day, right? It's the element of gamification. It's being rewarded for positive behavior. And so we've built that into the app. So if a fan pins their tailgate or if they pin a parking spot, then not only do they get awarded points for it, but it's the social goodwill of waking up every day and wanting to be a superhero. You're going to help out the father who's taking his son to his first game at Levi Stadium, create a frictionless experience so his kid's not tugging on his arm wondering why they're wasting so much time getting into the game.
What event have you had the most users on at?
We averaged 5,000 downloads at each Cowboy Stadium activation this year. So it was pretty flat, we saw
But
consistent.
where was the engagement by the end? Like how many like logins did you have, simultaneously at one game?
5,000 at each game.
You said downloads. Yeah, but presumably those would be cumulative, right? Because some people would come back that had already downloaded. So do you measure engagement?
Sure, we do. And on game day, our users spend an average of 6.5 minutes per session in the app. That's incredible engagement levels. And the reason that is because we haven't built a social networking clone for sports fans. Facebook Stadium would crush us. But what we've built is a social utility. And that's really what separates us from any other any other product out there on the market right now is our utility.
We're out of time. That was Paranoid Fan. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks, guys.
Great job.